What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It is episode 83 up in the mix. You know what time it is, ThugBirdz Podcast. We got a guest host, Wastelanders NFT. This is sponsored by them as well. As always, no financial advice. And if you got yourself an iPhone and or an Android, do yourself a favor. Download the FTX app. Stay up to date with the latest cryptocurrencies and NFTs. I am your host, Gaddis TV. What's going on, y'all? And let's get to it. All right, and we are live and direct, guys. So first off, I want to say thank all of y'all for coming out, taking some time out of your overall evening, and letting us know a little bit about yourselves and the project you have going on. So I appreciate that.
We appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for having us. We are Wastelanders. First decentralized comic book publisher on Solana. Our first drop is a 3K deflationary collection, which is based on a post-apocalyptic theme. We launched that last December, sold out, and then our first issue, our comic book, we released about a month ago, sold that out in 3 minutes. And yeah, owning a Wastelander gives you benefits of multiple utilities. And the longer you hold, of course, the more financially incentivized you are through the expansion of our brand and IP. So that's just a little bit about our project. Again, thank you for having us. I'm Millennial, aka Wasted Dali. I'm here with Wasted Daddy and the one, the only Wasted Dork, aka Vittler, our in-house dev. Very, very grateful to have him on board. The guy is a fucking genius. Can I swear on this?
Yeah, you can do whatever. I mean, you can't do whatever the fuck you want, but yes, you can swear.
Awesome. I had to, give him the proper intro too, because the guy just he's responsible for a lot of the utilities we have. And of course I can't, I can't downplay Wasted Daddy as well. He's just been killing it with the community management. So yeah, again, thank you for having us.
No, 100%.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. That's what I'm talking about with the hypeness. Usually how we do start it, you kind of give a little bit of background about the overall project. So some people will know who y'all are. Some people probably won't overall. Maybe not. Doesn't matter if it's someone from already in Solana to good old Ethereum coming over to the good old fiat world. Like, this is anything and everything. Let us know a little bit of background about yourselves, quick, if you don't mind. Just a little bit what we are doing before crypto, and how did y'all find crypto in general?
Yeah. So is this just crypto, or is it just kind of what you're doing in my kind of personal life before as well, or?
I mean, just in general, I guess, like, personal life. How'd you find I guess, crypto, and then I will be asking, how did y'all all form the team? But personally, how did you get into crypto?
Yeah, I've seen crypto in the last 4 or 5 years. I was kind of looking into it. Always telling myself, I should do this. I should do more study, and I should kind of get into it. And there was always a reason not to. And I think about a year ago, I kind of went in pretty deep. Just kind of started picking up different coins and started investing in kind of different projects, and then kind of got into NFTs towards end of the summer last year. So the DeGods was the first collection that I actually picked up and minted, which was pretty amazing. I think I was saying this to someone the other day. I was actually, I think, 74th person to react to their first 500 OGs, which is absolutely amazing considering how amazing the collection is doing now. Vittler introduced me to them as well, so I know he was even earlier than that, so it's absolutely amazing. But yeah, that's kind of it. Like I said, my experience with crypto itself is pretty kind of basic-ish. I can invest in different coins, took some profits, obviously had some losses, but then NFTs kind of is where I kind of started being more passionate. I started diving into a little bit more projects. Love the whole art idea, love the utilities, love how some people get super creative to bring stuff either into the real world, or actually just for you to be a holder and feel like you're a part of something more than just a random community. So it's absolutely amazing in that sense. So that's kind of where I fell in love with it. But that's pretty much a small little background on me.
Nice, I appreciate it. Whoever else, there's no dictatorship.
Yeah, okay, so I guess I will take the lead on that. I started crypto in 2017. in during the summer, just before the bull run, like June bull run. Even if like I was already touching like Bitcoin in 2014, mined mined some during my master degree stuff, but like like and it's yeah 1 hour and I make like 1 cent. Yeah, Bitcoin is dead. That's not gonna, never gonna take off, right? So then a couple of years after, like yeah, so I jump into like I said in 2017, like cryptos with Bitcoin, Ethereum, the classic, and then so we had the bull run, and then I write the basically lost my profit that I never took, right? And like yeah, last year with like the Solana summer, like I bought my first Solana NFT with Degen Ape at 16 Sol, which is like was cool. And yeah, and recently in November, like yeah, I went deep into like Day Gods, and now like we're all building Westlanders, and we're trying to yeah create our own games and NFTs, NFT collection, right? So yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I guess my background is a little bit kind of funny. I got into crypto a few years back, bought a little Bitcoin, and kind of left it alone until the run up, the bull run of the end of 2020, when I realized the money I had put in had grown pretty significantly, and after that, I was just obsessed. I got into NFTs quite early after that. Started, I'm a multidisciplinary artist myself, you know, specializing in a few different mediums. So I figured, let me give this NFT thing a try. So I got into Rarible, started launching some stuff on there, started buying NFTs myself, Nifty Gateway, all sorts of different platforms, just like, VV, all of that. And that was kind of like my first taste of NFTs. And shortly after that, I met Wasted Prick, who isn't with us today, but he is the head artist of our collection. He's currently traveling to LA.
Nice.
He's doing some networking out there, representing Wastelanders. And I mean, the guy's a genius. Look him up. You could see him at, I believe his website is peterreek.com. And yeah, the guy, he's a filmmaker, animator, cartoonist, musician, and we're very lucky to have him. So he's done a lot of the heavy lifting for the art, and he did the entire comic book himself. I helped with some of the attributes and whatnot. But yeah, we met back at that time. Thought about, yeah, we want to do something together. And then it kind of just, we got caught up in the bull run madness. On our own, I was, trading coins, shit coins mainly, the whole madness, right? Just like making
Mm-hmm.
gains, losing them, making them back, losing them again, until like the little mini bear market of the summer, where we linked back up again, and then I ended up meeting Wasted Daddy, and it was quite serendipitous, if I may say so myself. And he said, I said, hey, like, we're looking to do an NFT project. Turns out he had worked for PayPal previously and had experience in IT, so it was just the perfect guy. Like, I feel like the universe just put him into my life, and through that, he introduced me to Vittler, and the Avengers were formed. And after that, yeah, after that, we just got together in the NFT bull market of September, and we started building this project. And since then, it's been a run of trial and error, but overall success. We're very happy how far we came. None of us had experience launching an NFT project, but had experience in investing in NFTs. So it was quite the journey together. And yeah, here we are talking to you.
Nice. So with the project then, pretty sure you mentioned it beforehand when we kind of first started. Y'all have already minted out fully. When was that mint date? How much was it? And was it, I guess, back in the September, did I hear? Or I guess when did everything start with the minting process?
Yeah, minting was happening in December, mid of December. We had a couple of stages. I think actually two stages we had. So the initial price was 0.33, and then we done the kind of the final stage. I believe is a 0.5 or 0.45, 0.5. Yeah, that's it. So 0.5 was the final stage. I think the last 500 were minted out in the second stage. But yeah, so that's kind of when we minted that part of it. Yeah.
With I guess the project with not the holders, but I guess the team members. Is it y'all three and I guess I forgot his name. I apologize. Who's actually made the Conics?
Peter. Yeah.
Peter. Oh, is it y'all four? I guess total, or how many?
Four members. Yeah.
Nice. And then in general, I guess how y'all all met from back kind of beforehand, crypto wise. Was that on like good old Twitter? Or have y'all known each other?
No, that's it. That's a bit of a funny story, but I'll let Ali kind of explain a little bit. Me and him initially met first, and then that's how we all kind of started linking up. But I actually worked with Whittler, but I'll let him continue.
Yeah, so Wasted Prick and I, we've known each other for years, just through the art scene here in Vancouver.
Apologize, Wasted Prick is Peter?
That's Peter. That's Peter.
Okay, no, we're good. Go ahead. I'm on the same page.
Yeah, so we've known each other for a few years. We've been friends, and we kind of got into crypto around the same time. And when we met up, we were like, man, we should collab and do something together. This was like before the Bored Ape ascension and all that. Everything NFT wise was just starting to bubble up. So we figured, yeah, we should. And he was dropping, stuff on the Foundation platform.
Mm-hmm.
So, we realized like we would like to work together, but it didn't actually manifest until last summer where I met Voyo. Actually, I'm a tattoo artist in, like during the daytime, and he came in for a tattoo and, for a consultation, and we ended up just talking about crypto the whole time. Like literally it was like for an hour we were just talking about crypto, and then we came to the conclusion that we need to do a project together. And so that's where Vittler came into the picture, and then we all linked up, and it was like it felt like the Power Rangers. We just kind of got together and we we just formed this group and just did it. So yeah, that's how it kind of all came to be.
Nice. I gotta ask the question, and you can say no, in case someone randomly spots you in a tattoo. What was that consultation for? Did you get the tattoo, Vittler, or can you let us know what it was?
Yeah, it was actually to my arm. I want to get my whole sleeve done. Yeah, okay. It was me. Yeah. I want to get my sleeve done, and kind of like an Egyptian theme. I've been researching it for a while, and I really love the pyramids, the whole kind of Egyptian kind of style, I suppose, and all the gods and stuff. It just looks amazing. Like I just love the whole concept of it. So just kind of had a couple of ideas, and my first appointment I actually booked, and I missed it. So the first time I was supposed to meet Dali, I completely missed. I was stuck in traffic coming from like don't even know where I was, but just it was crazy. And then I had to reschedule and popped in the last 10 minutes. We sat down, literally, like you said, I showed him the idea. Yeah, man, that looks cool. This is the date. This is the deposit. Book it in. I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. And then we just started talking crypto. And no, long story short, I still haven't got it done because we've been crazy busy with this. So not yet. But I actually brought it up the other day. So it's definitely something we're going to have to work on before the summer, definitely.
Nice. I like it. And then so I guess overall, y'all are all in the I guess same city, stuff like that. Because I know you were saying y'all met each other, and then you I guess introduced Vittler to everyone.
Yeah. Me and Vittler worked together actually. We were working for a startup, so that's where we met, and we were like, to be honest with you, that's how I he gave me the push I needed to get into this whole space, because we sat down, we talked. I kind of knew the basics, I understood the whole idea, and then we just sat down. He was already, like you said, he was already kind of heavily invested into it. And then I started kind of doing some research. We kind of joined on some projects together that he was kind of taking a part in. And then we just started chatting about NFTs. Didn't understand what the whole thing was about until I seen when he got his page in Ape, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I was like, let's keep an eye for the next project. And like I said, that's how the DeGods popped in. And but yeah, rest is kind of history. But that's how we met, and we all live basically 20 minutes from each other, not even 15, 20. We're all downtown.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna put you on the spot. You said you're having a pizza party. You might have been lying about the pizza party, but a whole bunch of peppers, pepperonis, a whole bunch of P words. So hopefully it's good.
Yeah, it's actually good, but it's getting cold, so I'm waiting to go mute to go grab another slice.
There you go. Before we get into, I guess, the project, the comic book, hindsight, looking back, I guess for each of y'all, did y'all ever see yourselves working on a project, being in the space, compared to looking back in the 2017? Because that's kind of when I got, I guess, started putting a little bit of a moolah in there, and I told Pops that if people listen, they've heard the story before. Tell Pops about it right at 20,000, and like January comes of 2018, and pow, I'm like, shit, sorry, Dad, love you, you know what I mean? But do y'all ever see yourselves working? Maybe not exactly on a comic, but like an NFT, stuff like that? Or what did y'all thought when you're eating a slice of pizza, drinking a beer? I'm like, damn, guys, this is crazy. What are those thoughts for y'all?
Yeah, man, like, to be honest with you, it's not really a thought that ever kind of crossed our mind. Or, I mean, being honest with you, like I said, I kind of only started around the summertime exploring this. Victor done a little bit sooner, and then Dali as well, he was a little bit sooner into it. But like, I mean, the click was, we like the space. We can see where it's going. We can see the value it brings, right? And we were just sitting here, we're like, dude, like, we have, our Peter and Dali already kind of had some plans. They were talking about it that summer. Like I said, there was a few pieces missing, and as it happens, we kind of filled in those pieces. And then we're like, right, so we have everything. Like, why not give this a try? We love the space, and like, you're kind of going like balls deep, basically, right? Because you're not just buying and kind of exploring. Like, you're going from, like, literally from learning how to manage a community, how to write up announcements, how to host spaces, how to introduce your project to different projects out there. It's just like, you learn so much. But extremely grateful that we did do it, because not only are you learning all those great skills to have to run a project, how to manage a project. For myself personally, I've actually, I've learned so much more that I can actually explore the collections, learn about them in a quite shorter time than I did before, and I can analyze them in more detail, because I'm doing that for our own collection, right? So I can clearly see what's happening, and kind of make some of the calls that could be beneficial down the line. And again, the whole point of this is simply because being invested. I've actually our plan is that all four of us go full time on Wastelanders. But one of us, well, I was like, I was coming into a contract with the place I was working with, and I think I went, was it January? No, February. I just went full time Wastelanders. So I just kind of done the thing, going 100% into this, and it's again, feeling blessed that we got the opportunity that I could do this, because waking up in the morning, it's like, I got up on the computer and I start, talking to the community, start managing the project, thinking of different marketing ideas we could do. And next thing I look at the time, it's like 3 o'clock, and I didn't even eat, have breakfast. I was like, shit, and then you sit back down, have some food, and you look at the time, it's like 10 p.m. Like, the time is going super, super fast, because not every day is the same. Like, you're always talking to someone new. And again, so grateful to be in this space, and the fact that we've done the project gave me the opportunity to actually get involved so deeply, and make this like my full time, kind of Monday to Sunday.
No, man, I love it. What I guess what about yourself? We'll go Vittler, because if I remember, I'm trying to pay attention to like 3 different screens, but I think you were involved in a little bit of crypto beforehand. I know I think it was you were the one with the DJ Ape. Hindsight, looking back, did you see yourself being involved into like a project like you are now, or what is that thought like?
Yeah, 100%. Like, the fact that I'm not full-time crypto full-time yet, it's just because like I'm also running a couple of like companies on the side, or like Daddy and myself, like we are in a startup lifestyle, like deep and like so yeah, like in 6 months I'm gonna be full-time crypto. I can't wait, man. Like I have feeling like I'm missing out some stuff, but I can't like stop like the other stuff I'm building right now. But yeah, it's coming. So yeah, like I can't wait like to develop like Westlanders DAO and even like other communities I'm part of, right? And going deep full time. A bit like you, like doing some like stream podcast and stuff. That's a direction we are taking, and obviously it's gonna benefit Westlanders because like yeah, you get more exposure individually and you get more exposure for the project. So yeah, 100%. Dude, like crypto NFTs, it's like the investment of a generation, right? So like not doing it, like not going into that direction right now, it would be a mistake, I think.
No, I mean, I hear you on that one as well. What about yourself, Dolly, as part of the project, but as well as, I guess, some of the, I guess, attributes and stuff like that on the comic? Did you ever see yourself doing the NFT realm that way, or what are your thoughts on looking back, hindsight?
Yeah, it's quite interesting because when I first got into NFTs, I was just trying to learn about how to go about them because I was interested in diving in as soon as I found out about them. And it was a bit of a learning process and trial and error for me because it was just like at first I was dropping these one of ones, and then I was dropping these collection of 10 and whatnot individually on Rarible, and then from there I kind of was trying to figure out how to do a PFP project, but I got really caught up with coin trading and doing that kind of stuff. So it kind of stole my attention for a bit until again the bear run happened in last summer, and that's when I started to see the power of NFTs because while all the coins were going to shit, NFTs were flourishing. So that kind of it really caught my attention and made me dive fully back in again. Nipples deep. I hopped in nipples deep. And
Nipples deep. I don't know if I've heard that one before, but I gotcha. I gotcha.
So it was above the waist, is what I mean,
I gotcha. I gotcha.
So
Okay, I'm on the same page. I'm like, maybe we're talking water and the beaches. All right, you West Coast, I'm East Coast. You talking water? All right, all right. No, I hear you on that one. That's what's up.
yeah, so as an artist, when you see a medium within art starting to flourish, naturally you get interested because I fuck with all the mediums, sculpting, oil painting, tattooing, drawing. So digital art, I just naturally was interested in because I work a lot on my iPad, designing for these other mediums that I'm involved with. So, it just kind of made sense. But yeah.
Nice. With y'all's project, I guess what was the reasoning behind, I guess, starting it? Why did y'all want to make, I guess, a comic? What was that y'all's overall original idea? Why and how did the project come about?
It's kind of funny because when we thought about what the premise could be for the project, what the topic could be, what the theme was, we really did not want to do another animal-based project, another zoo creature, like we were just kind of like, it's not that it was played out, it's just that we wanted to really try and do something different. So all of us kind of had a knack for and an interest in post-apocalyptic pop culture. I mean, I myself in my other work have done lots of that kind of stuff, and same with Peter as well. And so we were just like, yeah, let's just do something sort of Mad Maxy. And we just kind of took inspiration from all the different brands and different pop culture references that we could, and we sort of mixed together a post-apocalyptic pop culture soup, and just created Wastelanders. It was funny because like when we were thinking about the look and feel for it, and trying to create something unique, we just thought about some cartoon styles that we could sort of smash together. And we just thought, hey, it'd be cool if we took like Rubber Hose 1930s animation style and kawaii, and just like mix the two together along with this post-apocalyptic stuff. It would make for an interesting kind of vibe, right? And thus the Wastelanders were born.
I like it. I like it. With I guess people that are listening, what I guess what can they expect? What would they? I guess what happens if they go? I guess on secondary, something like that. Purchase the NFT, and then for the people that already have the NFT, what? I guess better question, I guess, on that. What can the people that don't have it, if they get it, what can they expect on if they do get it? What comes with that?
With Wastelanders, right?
Hmm?
Like if they get the NFT, yeah. So basically, I mean, we're not a huge massive community in any words. So we're extremely proud basically on our community, kind of the way everyone is working together. And it's honestly amazing to see. We have a lot of people that are literally treating this as if this is their own project, man. We have people that are going researching other projects. Well, basically, I'll explain this part. We've basically launched our staking mechanism and our token as well. So you can actually stake your Wastelanders now, and in return you get wasted tokens. And to create value for wasted tokens, because at the moment one wasted token is equal one wasted token. So to basically create a value for them, what we've decided to do is take some of the treasury money and actually start purchasing different NFT collections out there, adding them to our vault. Which again, I can see you're on the website, but the website is going to be fully updated with the whole vault. On our Twitter, you can actually see some of the collections we recently picked up, which is really, really good. We kind of love that aspect of it. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to do different auctions and different raffles for the wasted tokens and give people the access to some of the NFTs that they might not be able to get themselves, right? So the vault's getting bigger and it's getting some juicier NFTs in there, and we actually have some as we would call, some blue chip Solana NFTs now there as well, which is absolutely amazing. But the whole point I was trying to reach with this community is like we have a research team that goes and researches projects, finds what's going to be good, what we should mint as a community, and then we are creating kind of call channels as well. So as a holder, you're exposed to multiple different things. We have our weekly podcast, which is NFT 101, which is great for beginners, and that's going to be part of our academy, which is going to be a process from learning how to install Phantom to setting up your candy machine. And so it's going to be a huge academy that we're going to give the opportunity to all the newcomers and all our members and the people that come in to join Wastelands access to the full academy. We have, like I said, the rewards with the staking and different auctions and raffles. Down the line, we're looking into kind of setting up a casino as well, but we've recently seen that there is some issues with Discord and casinos and gambling, so we're gonna have to maybe revisit that part as well. And then our heavy focus is we always wanted to tell a story of our little guys, basically. So what the best way to tell a story is then through a picture book, comic book initially. So we focused on our comic book, like Dali was saying. We released the comic book, received some great feedback, and now we can see that there is like a niche in the market for someone to actually publish comic books and to actually heavily focus on this. So our goal is not to just publish Wastelanders comic book, it's also calling all the artists out there that have the skills, that want to tell a story, that can draw, that can create comic books, but they don't necessarily want to create a whole community, find a developer, do the whole process of what's involved in running a project. So these are the kind of people that we want to work and give them the exposure they need, where we can set up the whole development side of things, release their comic book. And we're also, again, the whole point of Wastelanders as well is everything kind of has to tie in with our current community. So our members, like I said, they love the community, they love the comic books. So the goal is when they do mint these new comic books, they're also going to be stakeable and give them extra rewards in their bunkers. So everything's going to tied into each other. So now this week we're heavily going to be focusing on the marketing of one of our kind of I suppose, what would you say, like a incentives, I guess, where basically anyone that joins Wastelanders right now, so if anyone's going to watching this week, this is a great opportunity. So all current holders, I suppose all members in the Wastelanders are uncles, and they're trying to bring in nephews. So they basically bring a friend to Wastelanders, and we kind of give them rewards and tokens as well, so they could come in, feel welcome, so they don't feel they're missing out. So when we do our first raffle, even the newcomers will have the chance to participate as well. So again, a lot of that information, I'm not gonna sit here and talk for 20 minutes. It's a lot of our information is on our Twitter, because if someone is interested, like, this is a great week to kind of pop in and learn a little bit more. And if you don't know anyone in Wasteland, hop into the general. Everyone's going to welcome you, and the first person you ask to be your, as we call it, uncle, they're going to jump on it. So, but yeah, and then the second part of it, this is what I was trying to get across a little bit more, is we're looking for artists that are looking to kind of express themselves through comic books, tell a story. Like I said, if it's someone that's drawing from scratch and they want to include something to do with Wastelanders, they want to include a Wastelander, great. But if you're a comic book artist, or if you're just an artist that can create comic books digitally, this is the space for you, because this is what we're heavily focused on. We want to be the first to the market to kind of have a huge collection of comic books that are available to our members, and for also give the opportunity to those artists to publish it, to someone to publish their comic book, basically. So that's kind of like a little bit long-winded, but that's kind of what's happening with us at the moment.
No, I like it overall, because I mean, it reminds me of Vivi, because I got I got a couple buddies that are heavily invested in it because they love the comic book stuff like that. So are y'all, I guess, overall trying to, I guess, have like the launch pad for comic books, things like that, for anyone creative, like the VVS Solana type ordeal, or is that where y'all are trying to go towards?
Exactly. I mean, yeah, it's like that. Like, I mean, sort of a launch pad. Yes. Again, like, there is an actual collection that we're partnering up with. So it's still in extremely early stages, where they're doing a lot of charity work and they want to create a comic book. The comic book will be a free drop to all their holders, but we were still going to publish it on basically in Wastelanders. Obviously, if everything works out, we're just going to still in early talks. So our goal is to work with actual collections that already maybe have the team and have all the resources, but yet they want to kind of publish it and get maybe a little bit more exposure and get our community involved. But we're also, like I said, I think our main goal is to reach out to like those artists that potentially wouldn't have any other opportunity to publish it, because like I said, setting up a collection and kind of creating a collection, like, and I only learned this like after the mint. It's crazy, man. It's so much work before the mint to do successfully and for it all to go smoothly, but the real work actually starts after the mint. And like I said, this was required for me to go full time, at least one of us to go full time, because it really is. It's like a baby. Do you know what I mean? There's always something. You're always thinking on the ball. So it is very hard. So that's why we thought like this could be a great opportunity for someone. Let's say I'm an artist. I love comic books. I'm drawing up my own comic books. Hey, why not publish them with Wastelanders? So that's kind of where our heavy focus is. And then obviously all the other utilities and features that a lot of collections are nowadays having and using, to create more value and kind of create more hype in the community. We have them developed now as well. So it's looking really good. I mean, we're always thinking of new marketing ideas and what to do. Our listings have been quite low. So I think we're under like 5% listed on Magic Eden. So that's really, really good. So like I said, we are super, super close to for something magical to happen. It will just take a couple of right moves and we're going to be golden.
No, man, I like it. Like with the people that already do have y'all's NFT, because I mean, I don't. I guess, do y'all already have like I guess a comic out already? Mm-hmm. Is that on, I guess, like Phantom, where it has like pages like a VV type ordeal where you're thinking like regular comic that way? Or I guess how is that comic viewed or read or looked upon?
Yeah, so that's actually a great thing, because I completely would have skimmed over, and it's pretty interesting the way we actually done it. The way we done our comic book, we've actually done individual pages, and there is 3 sections. So we dropped bronze cover, front cover to every single holder. Then when we initially just launched our collection, we created leaderboards, and we were dropping 5 soul every week to the top 100, kind of based on kind of like a raffle. We used to do duck races. I don't know if you've ever seen them. So it was a little bit funny. It's like this website that races ducks. It's long story short. But anyway, the point of what I'm trying to explain is we dropped the bronze cover to everyone. Then to the top 100, we dropped the silver one. And then I think to the top 10, we dropped the gold cover. So the comic book came in gold, silver, and bronze. And all of those comic books, there were 11 pages in total. They had slight variations in characters, slight variations in stories and art. So they were all a little bit different, but they all matched. So you could go and collect your story, like page 1, 2 from bronze, 2, 3 from silver, and 4, 5 from gold, and create your own story at the same time. But we also kind of done another incentive where there was, I think, total of 50, if I'm not mistaken, there was 50 possibilities to create a full golden comic book. So page 1 to 11, I think we have about 30 of them claimed right now. And if you do collect the golden pages, you can actually redeem them for a physical copy that's been posted to you. So we're in the process of posting the physical copies to those people that are actually signed by the artist as well. So again, it kind of gives them that little bit of incentive. And like I said previously, with all our comic books and every single thing that we work on, we're again creating even more value. Everything is staked. So once they claim to receive their physical copy, there'll basically be a trade-off where they will receive a golden comic book single NFT that they can actually put into the bunker, which is our staking mechanism. And they put it into the staking, and they receive 1x, 2x, 5x extra tokens, whatever kind of it's. Once it's implemented, Vittler will probably know more on that side. But yeah, so it's that's kind of the way the comic book worked. And I mean, comic books do take quite a while, because I don't know if you got a chance to see them. They're extremely detailed. Like Peter done a great job. So I think we might continue telling our story maybe in like a little picture book soon, and then have the continue on then in a comic. Down the line, our goal was and still would be down the line. I mean, depending on how things go with the obviously the market, and then we're actually researching, but we haven't really confirmed anything. Like, we always wanted to create animated short series. That would be pretty cool as well, because again, it's probably the best way to tell a story. But Peter is extreme perfectionist, and he has to be perfect. And for it to be perfect, it does take a lot of time and a lot of money, to be honest, because I think the animation was that crazy expensive. So at the moment, we're kind of telling the story, we're creating the comics books on that part, but down the line, man, who knows? You might even be able to see some animated Wastelanders. But again, we don't really talk too much about that side of things unless it's happening in the next, 2 months, 3 months. There's no point of kind of discussing it, because stuff always changes, So we kind of keep our roadmap short and to the point, and we make sure we deliver.
With the physical copies, do you have any of those gone out on what you're speaking of, or is that like kind of the 1 to 3 month time frame, or have, I guess, people that do have y'all's NFT, what can they expect on that?
Yeah. So the comic books haven't gone out. They're printed. They're actually in the studio here. We're just in the process of collecting the information and doing the trade-off, verifying that they're all collected and getting them posted straight away.
Nice.
So it'll probably be realistically next week that they get posted out.
That's what's up. I guess y'all's, I was just looking at the Twitter, it says Decentralized comic books, your brand, your character, your royalties. I guess kind of explain that for, how does that work? I got an NFT, I got a character that's in a book. Are people getting royalties off of that now? Or is that y'all talking about if it's like an animation later down the road?
No, they're getting royalties straight away. Yes, so we've actually already distributed a couple of sold, right? Yeah, a couple of sold already been distributed to the actual holders of the characters. And if you actually scroll down on our page, you'll probably see one of the characters is going to be raffled off. That's in that one there. That's actually in the comic book. And so someone's going to own that. That's like one of the main characters in this particular series. And all the soul that they would have generated from day one is going to come with it as well. So it's super, super fun aspect of that thing, of that as well. But like I said, the comic book itself now it's kind of done. We're, like I said, collecting the gold ones and getting the actual physical copies posted. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. I can't wait for people to actually hold the comic book in their hand as well.
With the maybe the people that are listening that might be brand new to crypto, and hell, even myself. I guess how do the royalties work in that essence of it? Is it like per, I guess, comic, per page, or is it already kind of all divvy out in percentages that way for each character? I guess how overall do those royalties kind of work?
Yeah. So right now, if you hold the characters that it appeared in the comic book, you will get royalties for every collection we're gonna publish. Because, like, for example, for the first comic book, a couple of characters dies, and it will be sad to just have royalties for the first edition, right? So if your character is appearing in the comic book, no matter what the story is, you will get royalties for the whole Westlanders life. Like every collection we publish, you get royalties. Basically, it will be splitted by characters. Like every week, we collect all of the royalties and we divide it by the number of characters we have in the stories, and then we redistribute everything. And with the volume going up for each collection, but you have more characters, fair enough. But then the volume going up, so it makes sense for everyone. And so if you can collect a couple of characters, that's good for you.
I guess with that stuff, does it have to be, I guess, staked or held in a certain spot, or like do people move stuff around? How does that little stuff work?
Right now, we're just taking a snapshot of the current owner of the NFT, and just before we redistribute the soul, and that's it. Like every week, we have a AMA on Monday, and we usually redistribute everything after the AMA.
Nice.
And then for any kind of future comic books and stuff, we will definitely be kind of always picking characters that are staked. So if your character is not, you'd want to have your character staked to have the chance to be the next comic. What I'm trying to say, just to kind of make it again fair to the people that are currently staking. And but yeah, that's kind of the only kind of that's related to staking, I suppose.
If it does something like that, do I guess the percentage of stuff like that change if you're staking stuff like that because you're, I guess, more overall committed to the community, or is it no matter what, if you're staking or not, like it'll be in there, or I guess how would that part of it work?
Well, the second comic book, like I said, that the staking is live. What we're gonna do is this is again could be in like maybe a few months down the line, but like we'll definitely gonna have maybe like I was speaking to another collection that's gonna be doing something similar to this, and I just thought that idea was great, and we might kind of implement that. We're gonna do additions. So for the period, like from now on, we're gonna do additions, and obviously your Wasteland has to be staked to attend the audition. And then they could maybe write up a little story about them, introduce them, why they should be picked, just kind of involve community a little bit more. But that's kind of how we tie in those two dots together.
Nice. No, I like it. With some of the, I guess, hiccups as an overall project, I ask this question a lot because it doesn't matter if it's a comic book project or a PFP project or even an artist that's coming on just trying to do stuff. In y'all's case, y'all scenario, what hiccups, I guess, has occurred along the way that y'all weren't expecting, or even if you were expecting it, what hiccup came along, and how did y'all overcome them? How did you get over them?
I mean, I'm sure there was a lot more hiccups in kind of development, and let Vittler maybe touch up on that because that's kind of like more on. But for me, like, I mean, to be honest with you, we actually didn't have any major hiccups. Our mint when we kind of we were always worried that Candy Machine might not run, but it was on time. It was fine. I mean, there wasn't any major things. I don't think. Maybe there was. Maybe I just forgot about it. But no, I think that was pretty sweet. But like, I suppose the biggest learning curve, I suppose, more for me is I've done a lot of marketing in like my actual real life kind of jobs and stuff. So I focused on marketing, and I thought the skills would be transferable. Like marketing for like a I suppose real life company and kind of doing growth management and figuring out if it's a restaurant, if it's a tattoo parlor, doesn't matter what it is, what kind of a business, there's always a strategy, and I've always been able to kind of look it up, analyze it, use social media, marketing to kind of, increase their following, which naturally increase their exposure, which naturally increases more foot flow, which converts it into money in the till, right? So it's a, it's a very simple process that, took a bit of time and analyzing. I thought this was going to be the same principle with this, and hey, man, it's completely different. I mean, marketing and overall growth, it's very hard because obviously we're 100% organic. So we're always focusing, like our growth and almost the 4,000 followers we have on Twitter literally came from doing spaces, doing podcasts like this, connecting with different projects and then hosting, joint spaces. And it's literally completely like this, which is good because what you have is real. It's there, but it's very time consuming and sometimes can be a little bit slower. And then overall, I don't think we've still cracked the full growth thing as well, because if you look at like some other projects they're doing. They're pretty much organic as well in a sense. They could have like 30,000-40,000 followers, and it's just that I feel like it's just going to click. There's one small difference that is a learning curve, and that's kind of the biggest advice when we have collections that will maybe only be minting in like a month. Speak to us for any advice. Just just normal conversation. I'm always more than happy to share everything I know, because I mean, if you succeed and we're partnering up, means I succeed as well. So it's a win-win. But the point is, that's like the biggest thing I said to everyone. Like, I mean, don't think that like your marketing is going to be the same as posting up a tweet, and that's it. Like, everyone's going to come to your project. It takes a lot of hard work, and like I said, it's still something that to this day, after like 2-3 months, still learning every single day, trying to figure it out. Like, I'm actually even setting up with a couple of projects. We're working in like a marketing brainstorming sessions where we can all sit down, pitch our ideas, and then see how we can execute them and see what works. Because I suppose 4 or 5 heads work better than one. So, but yeah, that's kind of my biggest advice. And I suppose the biggest learning curve is marketing growth that we had to overcome, and we're still kind of heavily focusing on that part. But what about you, Vittler? How was your development?
Oh man, like the Texas was great because I'm freaking good, man.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Good shit. I like the confidence, bro. He's like, listen, it was cakewalk, motherfucker. I did it backwards, my eyes closed with my left toe. I don't even got a left toe, but I did it. Wait, what? What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
No, as Daddy said, like the mint was fine. It was okay. Like, dude, like I remember like the first pre-sale we did, 30 minutes before, like I had issues uploading the asset, and like the Solana network was not really on point, and like it was the first time for me. So like I was like, what the fuck? Where is the error, etc. So I was already like publishing announcements saying, yeah, maybe we're gonna be like 30 minutes, 1 hour late. And everything was ready like 5 minutes before, and so I was happy with that. And then it was straightforward because I knew like I needed a couple of days to be ready, and then we can announce the date. So then after that, it was like a bit managed a bit better. But that then it's time consuming. Like everything is time consuming, and like you want to push like features every day for your holders because they are the guys like counting on you, right? So but at the same time, it takes a couple of weeks / days / months to push something of quality. So it's a balance to find. But but basically, when we are working for a startup, like you're basically building a plane while you're flying. But when you're building an NFT community, you're building a fucking rocket and you're going to the moon, right? But like you don't have the rocket while you're still flying, so it's even harder. But man, it's so much fun. So it's not easy, but yeah, it's cool.
Questioning because you're a fucking boss, apparently. You know what I mean? For the people that aren't as much bosses, what do you think are the basics? Not too crazy. Even if it's like, I don't care if it's a dev or if you're talking language, I don't even fucking know. You know what I mean? But what do you think the basics for someone doing, I guess, what the project is on getting that stuff set up is, or what are those common overall problems you think, I guess, what would be happening?
Yeah. So I would say, okay, so first, like I was joking, right? I'm not that good, and
No,
like,
you're a
I
boss,
have my
boss,
issues,
boss.
right? But I know like I can push stuff that's gonna work, so that's kind of okay. That's what we want at the end of the day, right?
No, for sure.
Like honestly, like for example, for the mint, I learned everything for a YouTube video that one guy was like explaining perfectly, like how to launch a fucking candy machine. And then like I got like some code base from GitHub, like GitHub repository. I was like searching like how to launch a candy machine, even for the stacking. And like the stacking platform we have is like a shout out to Ilmoy, like it's a fucking good dev. And I use his work like to push our own stuff, right? I have to tweak a couple of stuff here and there, but like I really don't want to reinvent the wheel because again, I have to deliver fast, and I'm the only coders in the team. So I don't like we don't have huge resources, so it needs to be if I can find something that have been done by someone else in the community and they'll be kind enough to share it publicly, I'm gonna use that, man. Like I really don't
Open
want
source,
to
yeah.
rebuild everything from scratch. So yeah, that would be my biggest advice. Like just looking for the answer of your issues before you code anything new, because like you maybe not gonna start to revolutionize the whole industry after 15 minutes on the Solana network. So just like re-implement something and get your feet wet, and then yeah, build on top of that, right? Because your community is waiting on you. So yeah, just ship, man.
No, I like the initiative. Like you said, you're taking on that one. Um, kind of, I guess the same kind of question with you. Doesn't matter if you're, I guess, startup wise or like, as an artist wise. What were some of those, I guess, hiccups, struggles, annoyances that you didn't know that was going to go on that did, for anyone that might be listening, be like, okay, well, damn, I did hear about this. I guess I got to keep on going. What I guess advice or tips would you give to people listening?
The biggest thing I'd say is on the art side of things when developing a PFP project would be just actually matching up the different layers of the assets so that they don't interfere with each other. It's designing for a PFP project for layers that are randomly going to be thrown together in an algorithm is I'd say something that can be a little tricky. If these attributes don't properly line up, you could have certain parts of the attributes that are hidden behind others, and then that may create a conflict in the rarities themselves. For when collectors are looking to different attributes for for uh, for their collections, right? That was one thing I found a little bit tricky. It's like you let's say you design a weapon, and because I did design some of the weapons, for example, but the weapon itself is tucked in behind the helmet of the head, and half of it is like missing, or you design some hair, but the hair doesn't work with certain sunglasses and so on and so forth. That was definitely something that we had to kind of tweak constantly and work around, because you don't want, let's say, a piece of hair that's kind of where it shouldn't be, because the eyewear or the mask itself is overlapping it or underlapping it in a weird way, creating like sort of a seam where there shouldn't be. That was, I guess, one of the trickier sides to developing the collection that I don't think many people think about. I mean, people who haven't done this before, right? So yeah, it was super interesting getting around that. But once we did, it was just kind of magical seeing everything get thrown together once you actually generate the collection. So yeah, that was actually kind of fun, man.
No, I like it, and like I said, I appreciate you say the stuff like that, because I've seen some projects in general where like the layering isn't aesthetically pleasing, which I guess it's not all about aesthetically pleasing, but at the same time, the little things, in my opinion, make the big picture and things like that. Granted, in life, fuck that, just not even art, just in life, you know what I mean? With the, I just look at the time, and I remember I told you beforehand it's like 30, 45 minutes max. I already got you at 54 minutes, so thank y'all for being, cool with the time and everything. So we'll wrap it up ish. Not on this question, but in general with the, I guess, the different utilities. I think you said the stake and the tokens. I guess, are those the utilities on there? What can you do with the tokens? Or I guess what are y'all's plans for those or for that?
Okay, so we're gonna build a whole ecosystem about our token, right? So, like again, what's gonna come first is gonna be like the auction and the raffle. Again, like as Daddy said previously, like we're gonna buy blue chip NFT in the making, that we believe that have high potential, and our community will be able to buy them with a vested token. Then we also want to develop, like, again, because we're focused on the comic book artists and want to export their work, we're gonna build a vested swap application that again will allow to swap NFTs or NFTs against NFT or NFTs against vested token, and even having a gallery that when you can read your comic book and your NFTs in the same place, like so yeah, like just like basically like a comic book reader on your phone and on your computer based on the NFT that you will collect. And yeah, like again, develop like the standard merch and stuff like that. But yeah, like basically these two stuff gonna be like the next 6 months roadmap, and yeah, that's gonna be the main utility of the token.
Nice. With and I don't know, this question might be a no because again, I guess overall I apologize, but I don't have y'all's NFT anything like that. Is there anything that I guess y'all have been telling the community that y'all are overall working on, other than what we just talked about, like just now for the next couple months? Any news? I guess y'all want to let the community overall know what's going on, or do they kind of already know what's going on and what's in the loop? Basically, any alpha you can give us right now?
Yeah, sure. So yes, we have some alpha. So again, we're organizing everything like to make everything clear, launching a roadmap V2. But I can basically, if you go to roadmap.westlanders.com, like no one see that before, and that's gonna be our alpha for what we want to launch next. And yeah, also yeah, we are developing partnership with collection that we like, and they will be able to get some vested token staking their own NFTs. So we're gonna be cross-platform, and yeah, like we believe that's gonna be dope in the next and gonna bring like some cloud increase, like the community, etc. Like working with other communities in the next couple of weeks. I think it's what's coming up for us.
So definitely check our new roadmap. It's pretty sick.
I was gonna ask what the word roadmap was again, but you know, I'll let people decipher and see if they listen to it. Unless y'all want to give it out again, but you know what I mean. Give it one of those, hey, you know, find out what's going on. Some of the podcasts, you know, you got some oomph, and you know, or you can just say it again or whatever on that one.
But yeah, you are the MC, bro.
It's basically roadmap.wastelanders.com. So that's where the new roadmap is hidden. Because we're updating the whole website. We're kind of the website we have on. It's the version 2, but like I said, there was a few changes. We kind of want to simplify it. We want to make it a little more basic, but with more information, right? So this is the first kind of page that we just finished now, and the rest probably will be done by the end of the week. But yeah, roadmap.wastelanders.com is kind of the short term, I suppose, in the next, you know, like you said, up to 6 months, what we're focusing on.
And then I guess with the cross-platform on that, where you speaking of like the Solanas, you know, I guess ETH, you know, I don't just mention all of them, Tezos and stuff like that. Can y'all say what y'all are thinking of and doing on?
So yeah, so that's definitely a discussion we had, because we can see like huge benefit like to try to get some ETH guys on Solana, right? But we want to do that right, and right now we're feeling like we're not here yet, but that's definitely in the pipeline as if we can grow the community like at a reasonable size and make some noise on Solana, then we will be legitimate enough to launch on Ethereum, right?
No, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because of your podcast, man, like that's why we're gonna increase the community, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, no financial advice, but do your research. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm
what it's
talking
for,
about, man. Yeah, exactly.
With I guess honestly overall, I'm looking at the time. I already got y'all at an hour now, so I'm already past my time. I asked y'all. So, and Jordan, we have gone through a lot of stuff. Are there any, I guess, closing comments, stuff that we haven't talked about that y'all are excited about that we haven't mentioned, or anything that again we haven't talked about that y'all I guess want to talk about or let the community or people know about?
I mean, from my side of things, not really. I mean, we kind of covered a lot, but anyone listening to this, I suppose, this week and is doing some research and wants to kind of get into Wastelanders, this is the ideal week because at the moment, if you come into the Wastelander and you have an uncle in there, you basically get 100 wasted tokens straight off the bat. And then whoever has the most tokens at the end of the week from all the newcomers, all the nephews, gets a bonus of, I believe, was it 250 tokens on top as well. So it's a nice little starting bonus for someone who just joins in to participate in the upcoming raffles while they kind of generate more tokens while staging the other Wastelanders. I suppose that's kind of the biggest focus for us for this week. So just maybe repeat that. But other than that, I think everything, man. Thank you so much for having us. This was super fun and super easy going, and it was a great way for us to kind of have a chat and get some info out there as well.
No, 100%. For people that are listening in, they might be skipping around on YouTube and like, let's go to the end. Where can they find y'all at? I guess the best is Twitter's, Instagram, you know what I mean, the Discords. How can people find y'all? What is y'all's handles?
Yeah, of course. The best thing to do is to go on Twitter. It's Wastelanders, WASTELANDERZ NFT. So there is a Z that most people miss. So it's Wastelanders NFT, and you'll see us on Twitter, and from there you'll have the link tree that will link us. They will link you straight into Discord and our website and stuff. And again, our website as well, Wastelanders again with a Z.com, is where you'll see a lot of information. Hop in, and like I said, even if this is another important thing, even if you're someone that's just getting into NFTs and you have your focus is not to buy an NFT anytime soon, still come into the community. We have those NFT 101s where trying to provide best practices from us and other community members. It'll be a great listen for you. Come join our community, speak to people, learn about NFTs with us. I mean, like I said, it's not all about owning and buying NFTs and shilling and all that shit. The point is, let's just hop in, learn more. If it's for you, it's for you. If not, then stay around, learn more, and then do your own research and then educate yourself project as well. But yeah, anyone that's starting off, don't be afraid. Hop into our Discord. We actually had like 4 or 5 new members. They're completely new to NFTs. They heard our podcast on Twitter and they hopped in and they just started asking questions, joined our voice channel, and it was absolutely amazing to see, because I was like, wow, it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. So just encouraging anyone, even if you're exploring and you don't even know what an NFT is, hop on in. If you're listening to this, jump on.
No, 100%.
I'd like to add something to that as well.
100%, bro. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then of course, you could, like, as Wasted Daddy mentioned, we have our link page in there where you can find all our different socials, including our website, Wastelanders with a Z.com. And I just want to say, man, shout out to the ThugBirdz community.
That's what I'm talking about. I got one of y'all. I'm gonna put the others. Now you did it. Y'all doing a pizza party. I didn't hear the other 2 cacas from both of y'all. Put all y'all on the spot. Come on, let me get a caca. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, big baby. No, man. Unless you want to add anything else, Vittler, any last concerns, comments? I don't want to cut you off and be rude.
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Thank you so much for hosting us. That was a really pleasure to talk to you and all of your community. It was good.
Awesome. So again, I appreciate y'all for coming on. Stick around for a quick second, kind of like the beginning. I'm gonna go ahead and end it, but seriously, thank y'all for coming out and take some time out of y'all's evening and staying past the 30/45 minute mark. So I appreciate that. But stick around and I'll be right back with y'all. All right.
All right, bro.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know what time it is. Let's do it. Episode 83 of The Mix. One more time, if you're not already, go ahead and hit the follow on Wastelanders NFT, sponsored by them as well on this episode. Always no financial advice. And if you're not already, go ahead and follow ThugBirdz, Thug Down, and Thug Pod. Till next time, y'all, stay fresh, stay clean, stay positive, Hey, you know what time it is? Cook-off!